Hey everybody, welcome in for episode 19. We got a lot of viewer questions and comments, so we're going to talk about, the video today is going to be about that, viewer comments and viewer questions. First thing we got today on the list is, what is gout in the simplest terms?
Gout is manifests usually in the hands or most often in the feet.
In the feet, yeah. I've heard.
Yeah, and it's designed as a byproduct of uric acid buildup.
Okay, and so what causes a uric acid buildup?
Well, uric acid is normally found in the bodies of all people. But because of a metabolic disorder, the body's unable to process it. And so it builds up in the form of uric acid crystals, usually in the joints of the feet.
And it causes pain?
Intense inflammation and pain. Can you imagine if you took a sewing needle and stuck it through the joint of your big toe?
Wow.
That's how it feels.
What dietary changes can you make to help, or what dietary changes, what dietary ways cause gout?
Well, first of all, what you eat does not cause gout. Okay? Gout is a metabolic disorder. It's a form of arthritis. However, when you consume excess protein, if you have gout, then it causes greater inflammation. So especially animal proteins. Now, that's not to say that animal proteins cause gout, but if you have the metabolic disorder, it can make it worse.
Wow, that's so easy to understand. So, is there anything in supplement-wise that you can do to support gout?
One of the most effective things is vitamin C. Take vitamin C to bowel tolerance. What that means is you start increasing your vitamin C intake, 1,000 milligrams a day, 3,000 milligrams a day, until you start to get loose stools. Then you back off a little. That's called bowel tolerance. That can reduce the inflammation, and it can also lessen the duration of the problem.
Wow. And so vitamin C should, if you're going to be taking vitamin C by itself, you should also be taking a full spectrum nutritional product too.
Absolutely, because vitamin C is a natural diuretic. And what that means is it's going to flush water-soluble nutrients out of your system.
Okay.
So you obviously want to replace those.
Got it. Well, God, that makes it really easy to understand. Thank you so much. Latest, we got this, heard about in the news, the Apple earbuds coming out. Such a fascinating thing. They can act as hearing aids, as over-the-counter hearing aids. You might have heard about that.
I have, and it's fascinating to me.
I mean, think about technology, you know. Of course, technology brings us the zombies that you see scrolling, walking across the street, you know.
Getting run over by cars.
Yeah, getting stopping traffic and stuff. And of course, that's the bad part of it that's affected humanity in negative ways. But it has also brought us to this thing where we have these earbuds that can act as a betterment for humans and help humans. What do you think about that?
Well, personally, I'm rather interested. I've reached an age in life where I don't hear certain wavelengths very well. And I was told by the ear specialist that it was due to too many rock concerts in the 80s.
Yeah.
But if this actually works, that could serve a dual purpose for people like me.
Yeah. What about hand sanitizers? Are they safe?
Oh, boy. All right. Why do we use hand sanitizers? Well, we use them out of fear of bugs.
And the pandemic.
Well, that made it even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was squirting that stuff all over themselves 100 times a day.
Yeah.
The problem with hand sanitizers is that they almost always contain alcohol. And alcohol on the skin opens the pores. When you open the pores, you make the skin on the hands highly susceptible to invasion.
Okay.
So it actually makes it worse in the long run.
And so in the old days, let's say the old days, that sounds kind of funny, but let's say in the old days there was no hand sanitizers. Isn't it kind of good to just use hand soap and water opposed to the hand sanitizers because of that reason?
Absolutely. It served the purpose well for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's not good enough.
And is it good for the immune system to, I don't know what the right word is. What is it?
Well, it's not so much that it's going to affect the immunity directly. But let's say your hands have your skin on your body has a natural protective layer.
Yeah.
Now, if we wash that away with alcohol, which is in hand sanitizers, all the little pores of your hands open up. And when they open up, now when 10 minutes later, when other bugs are lighting on your skin, have a 10 times easier way of penetrating.
Oh, okay. So soap and water is really
far
key.
better. Absolutely.
Yeah. What are would you say? It's live here, folks. What would you say is the maximum digestive enzymes from Phoenix Nutritionals? What would you say makes them so superior over other digestive formulas?
Well, it's the concept of totality. In other words,
and ratio and potency.
Yeah, but you see these companies that sell one or two products that have one or two enzymes in there. Well, but you got to figure out that it takes different enzymes for different types of foods: proteins, fats, carbohydrates, and fiber. And additionally, there's two factors that should always be considered: whole enzymes and enzyme precursors.
Okay. And so that is the precursors along with the whole enzymes. That's what makes it so special.
That's right. And what you want is the precursors, so you teach your body, give it the raw materials to start making its own enzymes again. And you want the whole enzymes to take up the slack while that's taking place.
Got it. And then that's kind of like you're helping it build itself up.
Yes. And the digestive system is an amazing thing. It will restore itself if you correct the pH and provide the right raw materials.
And so that makes it so effective. What are just a few of the key nutrients that make it, so effective?
Well, we've got specific enzymes for proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So we've got papain, we've got the full run, and then we've got the precursors, which are the raw materials that are used to build enzyme activity.
Got it. And along with somebody taking a maximum digestive enzyme, you would always encourage them to take a full spectrum nutritional product also
of course. That, right? And if you have really serious digestive problems, you might want to look at using a liquid delivery system because of its enhanced ability for the body to absorb it.
Amazing. We're going to run down a couple of questions from directly from our viewers, and one of them is, what are Candida albicans?
Candida albicans is a fungus, and it's naturally occurring in the human body, in the intestines of all people. And while medical science doesn't exactly know why it's there or what it does, but it seems to be relatively harmless as long as it stays in check.
Does the Candida diet work?
Oh, loaded question. Yes and no. If your Candida, and this is the biggest sticking point that people don't get, if your Candida is localized to your digestive system, yes, diet will make a profound difference. If it has become systemic throughout your body, no, it will not.
Does Candida feed off of sugar?
There we go. Oh, you got them all. You got all the myths that you must have went searching. Again, yes and no. A high sugar diet negatively affects your immune system because sugar in its highly refined form is an immunosuppressant.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's your immune system that plays a big role in controlling and regulating candida. So does it feed it? No. Why do I say that? I can prove it to you. If sugar caused candida, everybody in America would have it because we're all shoving that stuff down our throat by the pounds.
That's right.
And we don't.
Yep. What is systemic candida?
Once the candida organism, which is confined to the intestines and the colon, once it escapes, and there's a wide variety of ways that can happen, but once it escapes, it gets into the bloodstream, and then it goes to all different parts of the body. It can go to various other organs. It can go to soft tissues, muscles. It can even cross the blood-brain barrier. And once that occurs, you have an entirely different and more significant situation.
So what is localized candida?
That would be confined to the intestinal tract and colon only.
And so that would be localized would be the direct opposite of systemic.
Yes, and much easier to manage, by the way.
Yeah. And so can candida survive in an oxygen-rich environment?
No, that's the most wonderful thing.
Okay.
Because candida is a member of the fungal family, most all of which are anaerobic in nature, which means they cannot survive in a high oxygen environment. And when you increase the oxygen, what it does is it overwhelms the little bug's metabolism and they die.
Got it. What do you think? Why do you think people think the candida diet works?
Because it creates an illusion. If I cut out all the crap out of my diet, okay, all the junk,
you're probably going to feel better.
You're going to feel better anyway.
Yeah.
Now, if I've got a yeast problem, then I cut all that stuff out. My immune system is going to rebound, and I'm going to naturally feel better. The problem is that the dietary benefits only apply permanently or possibly permanently to localized candida. Once it's systemic, all bets are off.
Nice. And so that would be a time that people, or let me reword that. What about the other alternative ways of supporting candida, what you see on the YouTube or on social media, like the oregano oils or probiotics to help localize or systemic? What's your thoughts on those?
They'll have the greatest effect on when the candida remains localized to the gut.
But if it's systemic,
they'll have very, very little long-term results. See, here's the thing. Even if you have systemic yeast, and you change your diet, it's going to make you feel better.
Yeah.
But the hour and minute that you go off that highly restricted diet, all your symptoms are going to come back with a vengeance because it's not really eliminating the problem. It's reducing the symptoms.
Why do you think full spectrum nutrition and taking a multivitamin that has all the vitamins, 136 minerals, nutrients, amino acids, why do you think that's so important for people who are struggling with candida?
Well, let's use this analogy. Okay, if you catch a cold and you're already sick before then, unwell,
okay,
versus another person who's in good health, who's going to survive that cold with less trauma? The one who's healthy.
The one who's healthy,
right?
yeah.
So it's the same thing. If you've got a yeast situation, you're going to want to make sure that your body is as well taken care of as possible. And that includes providing the 100 plus nutrients, getting regular sleep, getting some activity every day, and those types of things. That's going to help you no matter what your body has to fight.
Yeah. how important do you think drinking water is for people dealing with localized or systemic candida?
When we set out to eliminate the yeast overgrowth, whether it be local or systemic, and the approach would be totally different, by the way. What we're going to experience is a situation called die-off, because as we kill these little bugs, their dead residuals can make you feel really awful.
Yeah.
So, by increasing water consumption, we're helping the body to flush that die-off material out of the body faster.